Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about VeChain, so if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. So I primarily talk about four coins: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, and ADA. But a lot of people that subscribe to the channel have been requesting I talk about VeChain a little bit. So I just want to do right by the subscribers, by you guys tuning in, and just take a look at it. I do contend that a lot of altcoins behave similarly against Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're just going to take a look and see, okay, well, what is this coin doing? What might we expect? And how can we look at this from a more macroscopic view than say like a day trading view? So go ahead and subscribe. Let's go ahead and jump in. So looking at it from the USD point of view, there's not a whole lot in my opinion, to be gained. The volatility has been quite high. I know that this only goes back to 2018 on this chart. Yes, we can go back before the conversion. We're just going to stick to this chart for now. It has been bleeding recently against USD. Does this make sense? Yes, it makes perfect sense. It did the same thing we saw a lot of other altcoins do from March. If you take a move from the bottom back in March, what did VeChain do? Well, it went up about 1,400, 1,500% as measured from the bottom. But let's be a bit more pragmatic and take it from just the candle wick to the top of the candle body to the top of the candle body, a little less than 800%. So a modest 800%. Since then, it has retraced 52%, but from the candle bottom, it's still up around 300%. So it's still doing fairly well. The valuation of VeChain is still doing fairly well this market cycle. Now, why is it bled? Well, first of all, to answer that question, why did it move up so quickly? One of the reasons in this regime right here, if you follow the channel, is because Bitcoin was above the 20-week moving average and moving sideways. So where did Bitcoin cross the 20-week moving average? Well, it crossed it on the week of about April 20th, April 27th, somewhere in that time frame. So around this time frame is when Bitcoin crossed the 20-week. So what was VeChain doing then with respect to USD? This is where it crossed it. Okay, Bitcoin crossed the 20-week. Typically, when Bitcoin crosses the 20-week, altcoins will bleed against it in the short term. Okay, and a lot of altcoins won't do a whole lot in the short term because all eyes are on Bitcoin, because we know that Bitcoin, historically speaking, when it's near the 20-week, that is our bull market support, right? This is our support line in a bull market. And we've seen this many times. And even in a bull market, we've seen many retracements down to the 20-week that can get up to 40%. Sometimes they're 20%, 30% or so. We've seen many of these happen before. And during this move above the 20-week, people will pause, see what Bitcoin's going to do. That's what happened here. It paused. Then Bitcoin was above the 20-week by, pretty significantly. From the bottom over here, it was above it by about 20%. It started moving sideways for a while. When Bitcoin moves sideways, well above the 20-week moving average, well, this is an altcoin paradise. This period here is really good for altcoins. And during that period, from April to July, early July, let's see what VeChain was doing during that time period. So if we take a measured move from early May through July, this was when VeChain was going up about 400%. Now, why did it start bleeding? You can see that it started bleeding, and in fact, it's bled about 50% over the last few months. Well, what was Bitcoin doing during that time period? Well, in August, so basically starting in August, you can see Bitcoin came down to the 20-week and was hugging the 20-week moving average as support. When Bitcoin volatility is high, whether it's to the downside or the upside, or when it's hugging the 20-week moving average, most coins will bleed against it, and most coins will sit and watch what Bitcoin does. During this time period, VeChain has gone down, okay, by about 50%. This is normal. This is what a lot of altcoins have done during this same time period, okay? What we want to see to have a really great chance to see VeChain break out from where it currently is, we would want to see Bitcoin go sideways. And if Bitcoin does not go sideways, if it continues to just go up, there's a good chance that VeChain could also maybe could slowly turn around and start moving up. But again, this is playing in the sandbox. We're not here for a few percentage points. We're not here for a single day of 5 or 10%. We want to see these macro moves in the market where it really starts to march upwards. And to see that, we're going to want to see Bitcoin move sideways. Now, it could drop back down. And if it did drop back down, let's say it dropped back down to like 13K, VeChain will likely bleed in the short term against USD and against Bitcoin. Okay, this is most likely to happen if that were to occur. The nice thing is if Bitcoin drops down to 13K or something and moves sideways, then it still would probably be pretty significantly above the 20-week moving average and could still potentially catalyze a move for VeChain. If you look at the VeChain Bitcoin ratio, you can see that we're coming down close to our at least our short-term historical support region, and so this would be something to note. We could reach this area. You can already see we had a wick down to it. We could reach this area simply if Bitcoin volatility remains high for another week or two. We might get back down into this region, and it could be a key accumulation region of VeChain against Bitcoin. If you look at the valuation of VeChain against Ethereum, what we see is kind of similar to ADA, which is what we do talk about a lot. We see these lows and these high points, right? And it's too early to know if this is trending down or if it's just oscillating between these channels. But you can see that it has these peaks against Ethereum, right? These well-defined peaks, and it's had this general accumulation zone at the bottom. What I want to caution you, though, against is thinking that it has to stop here. There is a chance it could bleed further. Okay, there's always a chance it could bleed further and do something like this, and then you see that the long-term trend might be slightly down against Ethereum, but ultimately it might go back up to the same local tops against Ethereum. So the key way to think about it is if we get into this region right here, it might be it might be a wise idea to to pick some up, but you have to recognize that it could continue to go down, and you could continue to just DCA it until it really does turn around. So that's just something to keep in mind, because if you look at the ADA valuation, let's take a quick look at the ADA valuation against Ethereum, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It also tends to have these well-defined peaks against Ethereum, and you could argue that this is that lower bound, but ultimately it does seem like it has been trending down against Ethereum. But again, Cardano has not lived through an entire bull market, so we don't really know what it's capable of. It could turn this trend around and start moving back up. We just don't know yet. We're potentially at the very beginning of a bull market, and so with VeChain, we also simply just aren't fully sure what it's going to do. Whether it would trend down against Ethereum, but one thing is for sure is that you could make the argument that this would be an accumulation zone of VeChain against Ethereum, because it does tend to be a decent level that we've bounced off in the past, right? So we've done it like essentially 4 times, and we're back right at that level. So it's just something to consider. Something that could make us go further down would be not if VeChain goes down, not if Bitcoin goes down, but if Ethereum just goes up. If Ethereum starts to rally and go to $500, $600, $700, it could cause a further capitulation of altcoins against Ethereum. So this could be a possibility. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay. So I feel like I've kind of covered the gambit here. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I hope the people that have requested I talk about it are happy that I've talked about it now. So we've talked about VeChain, we've looked at the trends. Maybe I'll make future videos. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like me talking about this coin? If you guys do, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. I also do have the premium list. You guys can sign up to that at intothecryptoverse.com. You can find a link to that in the description below if you guys want access to exclusive content like weekly reports, weekly videos, a risk dashboard, premium Telegram channel, premium alerts channel, some trading view indicators, etc. So sign up for that if you guys are interested. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 50,000 subscribers. I'll see you next time. Bye.